So when we talk about the bedrock of ancient wisdom, we almost always land on the Vedas, specifically that core trilogy.
The Trayavida, yeah. The Rig, Sama, and Yajur.
And these texts, they're all about the grand sacrifices, the high gods, keeping the entire cosmos in working order.
They're really a manual for the established priesthood, for the elite, the 1%, if you will.
But what if you're not part of that 1%? What if you're just a regular person who wakes up with a rage fever, you break your leg?
Exactly. Those high-minded rituals aren't going to offer much help then. For the brutal, messy, day-to-day business of just surviving, there's a completely different manual.
And that would be the Atharvaveda.
That's the one.
This is the text that was so controversial, it was often just left out of the official canon for centuries. Why? Why was this book, which is so focused on immediate human needs, considered the forbidden Veda?
Because it dealt with things the establishment found a little uncomfortable. It gets into what they called Gora, the terrible, sometimes necessary rites, and Santa, the peaceful rites.
So it's not all one thing.
Not at all. You get this first real split in mystical technology. There's the lineage of Atharvan, which is all about white magic, healing.
The good stuff?
And then there's Angairis, which is, sorcery, curses. It wasn't about pleasing the gods up in the heavens. It was about fixing your life right now.
What's so fascinating to me is that this is really the origin point of organized medicine, of Vaishya. And they didn't just see illness as a passive thing. They saw diseases as these aggressive external entities that you had to actively fight.
Exactly right. Take the fever demon, Talkman. That's basically a personification of malaria.
Okay.
The Atharvaveda doesn't just offer some philosophical idea about suffering. No, it gives you a defense plan. It gives you aggressive mantras to command the demon to leave.
And then pairs that with actual medicine.
Yes, specific medicinal cooling herbs like Kusta. It's this amazing mix of applied psychology and very early pharmacology.
That visualization part is so powerful. It leads to things like Tuller magic. I was blown away by the jaundice cure I read about.
Oh, it's incredible, isn't it?
You literally command the yellowness, the sickness, to go into other yellow things.
Like turmeric or even a yellow bird. While at the same time, you wrap the patient in red cloth to bring that vitality, that life force back into them.
But this is where we realize this knowledge was so much bigger than just a few regional spells.
This is where it goes global.
In the Atharvaveda, there's a really famous hymn, 4.112, for mending broken bones. And it has this powerful line.
Let marrow join with marrow, skin with skin, bone with bone. It's incredibly direct.
Okay, so here's where it gets just wild.
Yes.
Thousands of miles away, in 10th century Germany, we find one of the only surviving pre-Christian Germanic spells. It's called the Mersburg charm.
Right.
And it's for healing a horse's broken leg. And it uses, almost the exact same words. Bone to bone, blood to blood, limb to limb.
It's unbelievable, that parallel across continents, across centuries. It's just profound.
It can't be a coincidence.
No way. It proves these weren't just isolated inventions. This was a deep, ancestral, Indo-European technology. A shared blueprint for survival that got passed down through who knows how many generations.
And that kind of indispensable knowledge is how it finally got its place in the canon.
It had to. It was too useful to ignore. I love the analogy of the Brahmin priest during a big ritual.
Right, he's the silent supervisor.
Exactly. While the other priests are chanting, he sits in silence. He's the mind of the ceremony. And if a mistake happens, if something goes wrong...
He uses Atharvanic mantras to heal the gap. He reboots the whole ritual.
He's the system administrator. And that really highlights the difference. If the Rig Veda is your highly specialized neurosurgeon dealing with complex celestial ideas,
then the Atharvaveda is the emergency room doctor.
That's the perfect way to put it. It's not obsessing over cosmic purity. It's focused on fixing the broken bones, stopping the fever right now.
It's the practical toolkit. The amulets, the potions, the defensive magic.
Your Manny, exactly.
So when you boil it all down, this Fourth Veda is the very root of Ayurveda, isn't it? It's where pharmacology meets psychology.
And it's the only Veda that really focuses on the individual, on their fears, their hopes, their desires, not just the glory of the gods.
We like to think we're so scientific today, so far beyond all this.
But are we? When you wear a lucky ring to a big presentation.
Or tie a black thread on your wrist for protection.
Or even just, stand in a hospital and quietly pray for a loved one's fever to break in the middle of the night.
You're still practicing it.
You're still taking part in the Atharvaveda. It is the oldest testament we have to the human refusal to be helpless. And in the end, hope is the very first spell we ever cast.